people! Welcome back here to the channels Tapa Olho Azul and Super Acadêmico, and today I'm going to continue our playlist from the book New Rules of Sociological Method from Antony Giddens. And I have some news for you. I finished the book. I am done. I'm done with this book. Done in a way that I say that I finished. So I'm not going to finish my the playlist today, but I already finished the book, and so I know how it ends. Well, it's not a story; it's a theoretical book. So let's continue. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channels, give the like in both channels, comments, share, and if you can, take a look at the description to this to see the other things that we have available, musics and other contents. So let's go. We reached the chapter 3, the production and reproduction of social life. Production and reproduction of social life. He begins with the title Order, Power, Conflicts, Durkheim and Parsons. So Durkheim and Parsons are two classical philosophers, sociologists. Durkheim is one of the fathers of sociology, and Parsons is one of the first sons, a follower of the type of sociology that Durkheim initiated. In France, he continued in the United States. It's called the functionalism. Functionalism? It's the sociology of the function. So there is a big highlight here about Durkheim and the rules of sociological method. That is one of his books, one of his works, which of course I already said that in other videos, in the playlist. New Rules of Sociological Method is a reference directly from the title from the book from Durkheim. Rules of Sociological Method. So new rules. I think, in the way I understand this book, that Giddens is trying to collaborate with a new kind of new kind of methodology, as we said before, that value the position of the lay person and the lay people. And so in this way he presents here a little bit about the Durkheim method, which is, I already said, to establish social facts from the point where the fact is universal. The fact is like a force itself to the individual, and it can be analyzed as a thing, as an object. We now know that's not possible, but he started a tradition in sociology where it's taught. It comes from the positivism from Auguste Comte, which says that it's possible for us to analyze the subjects and the themes from social environments in the same way that we analyze and observe a thing in the nature. Parsons discerns a parallel between Weber's treatment of action and Durkheim's concern with internalized moral obligation, which he then applies to provide a general resolution of Hobbes' problem of order. What is this problem? Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes was a philosopher from the 16th century, I think, 16th or 17th, and I'm not sure now. He's one of the fathers of the modern political philosophy thinking. He's famous for creating the theory of the the states as an some kind of creature that is created by by the cession of the freedom of the individuals to the state, to the creature that is the state, can be a king, for example. In this decision of the freedom, the state, the king or the parliament, acts in the name of the person. So he established like a problem that says that in to have order in society, you need to surrender your freedom, and part of your freedom at least, because when people are free, by themselves, they tend to be violent. So this is the belief that the man is the wolf of man, wolf of man. You probably already heard that somewhere. This has two major consequences. One, the thesis that voluntarism can be incorporated in social theory through the axiom that values. So the belief is that the choices that we made voluntarily can be accepted as an axiom, as a undeniable truth by the values that are elaborated by the people. So in a society, someone that acts in a way that voluntarily by choice, the person becomes an example in society, something like that. And two, the other consequence, the assumption that conflicts of interest in social life centers upon the relation between the individual, the abstract actor, and society, global moral community. So they are trying to deal with the problem of the individual in the one side with his choices, and the society in the other side with the impositions of society. So in a society where is valued the individualism, it's more like to accept the theory that the voluntarism works to motivate the action in the society. In a society where it's more like to accept the impositions, the restrictions of society to the individual, the theory tends to develop that this is the better way to conduct society. So, okay, I hope I was clear. So voluntarism is items. Voluntarism, it's a personality, interjected values. Voluntarism, which appears prominent in Parsons' early work, the structure of social action, seems to disappear from his mature position as described in the social system. So Parsons began believing in the action of the individual, the person, the one person, and then transitioned his theory to his position to a more influenced society by the system. Voluntarism is counterposed to positivism. For Parsons, the very same values that compose the consensus universal as interjected by actors are the motivating elements of personality. So it's the belief that the personality is individual, but it's influenced by the system, by the society that surrounds the person. The individual in society. Next item. Hobbes' problem of order, again. A clash between the purposes of individual actors and the interests of the collectivity. So, again, it supposes that there is a conflict there. Depends on the society. A society that has a more imposed value of individualism, it will have a more conflictuous society in this matter of the wills of different people. If you have a society where the value of the collectiveness is more prominent, so it won't be the conflict of individuals, but more likely to be conflict of groups, right? Durkheim's treatment of anomy offers some recognition of interest conflicts. Anomy, it's the concept where Durkheim says that the society values are not present or are not enough present inside the individual. So the values of that society is not in the individual enough to motivate him to work with the society, to feel part of the society. So he will say in his work, suicide, the suicide, I think, that that's a reason for suicide in many societies. Again, Parsons, Durkheim, the conflicts that are predicted upon these, and the power alignments with which they are interlaced. So, and you have to understand that this kind of conflicts, imagined by Durkheim and followed by Parsons, are conflicts that make sense in the kind of society where some things, some values, some beliefs are present. So the individuals believe that they are more important in a way of than the others individuals. But in the same way, in the same environment, there is the belief that the system, the group of laws, culture, or traditions in the society has to be valued too. So there is this kind of conflict. The next author that you will develop in this discussion is Karl Marx. So for the Karl Marx line of thought, this kind of conflict is the result of the class struggle, the struggle between classes in the society with the economic background. So it's not the same thing. The conflict is for another reason. So I will not develop now, I think, because the video is almost 15 minutes. I don't think it's good to develop some kind of another line of thought. I will develop some thoughts about what Durkheim and Parsons said, because I want you to keep tracking, keep watching the playlist in a way that you can understand the different aspects of what Giddens is developing. And so for these two great actors, great sociologists, and Durkheim and Parsons, the society is like a body, a system, a body system that conducts in a way the individuals that are part of this body, and this conduction, this drives to certain behaviors, and these behaviors are like when is according to the expected by the society, the individual can prosper in some way, can prosper, can live his life without problem or the minimum problem possible. But when there is a conflict between what the individual wants and what the society is allowed to, so you have the conflict, and so the individual becomes some kind of a, I don't want to say disease, but since they believe the the society to be a body, someone that that goes in the wrong direction and seems to be some kind of disease, is a pathology. Durkheim even used this kind of a word or concept of pathology, social pathology, to say that in a society where many people goes goes in the different kind of interests and is driven by other kind of interests, becomes some kind of deviance. The word is that, deviance, from what the society expects. So, and Parsons goes the same way. That's why it's called functionalism. The function of the system is what becomes the most important thing in the system, to maintain the system working as a body, as a whole. And so, in this way, the conflict is seen as something that needs to be corrected, and not some kind of systemic problem, as like Karl Marx will see as a systemic problem. And so it will like give some knowledge to politicians, to managers, to people in control of the parts of the system in the society, to keep the system working, keep the system functioning. And that's like the way the Giddens is setting the things in a bigger theory, just to say afterwards, later, that if you don't value the individuals, if you don't value what the lay person says and believes, you are alienating. You are creating a system that is doomed to fail, because the person, the individual, the subjects, we like to be heard. We matter individually as much as collectively, collectiveness, as a group. Sorry, as a group. So that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for keeping watching the playlist in both channels. And don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share, comments, and take a look at the description below to see the other things that we have to offer in our channels. Thank you and bye bye.